Hi crafters, it's Karen, and I have a project to share. This is going to be my my 6x6 canvas that I created for a swap over at my Scraproom.ning. This was Miranda, she's Miss Liberty 25, Miranda's swap, and the idea was to create a 6x6 canvas using metals and your sprays. So it was very challenging to me, but I signed up anyway. So yeah, it was very challenging to me, and I thought about it quite a bit, and I thought I wanted to do something that, rather than just put pretty embellishments on the canvas, you know what I mean, I wanted it to tell a story or have some rhyme or reason to it, you know what I mean? So this is what I created. I used the Lyric collection by Prima, really pretty papers. I only used, just portions, but this is my completed canvas. I have it on my altered fork so that it's standing. And over here I added some charms. Whoops, it's not going to stay. I added some charms. So my idea to the canvas was this gentleman here, The Umbrella Man by Tim Holtz. He's standing there with one of the Tim Holtz memo pins. I cut off his umbrella, and he's holding a sign that says love, and he's staring at the woman, you know, through the window, the pretty girl. So he's trying to win her affection. That was my idea. He was trying to win her affections by serenading her outside her window. Or maybe he's just stalking her. Anyway, so that was my idea. So, and that's why I added this charm that I created a little while back. It says a love story. So, let's see, the first thing I did was to paint the whole canvas using some warm white acrylic paint, and then I went over the canvas with, you know, different sprays. I tried to use a combination throughout the whole project, a combination of the Tattered Rose by Tattered Angels, the Ramblin' Rose Pink, which this is bright, so I had to dull it out a little bit. And then I went over this one because I didn't want it overly bright pink. Then I went over it all with teeth chattering teal, which gave everything a nice white look to it. Also, of course, I used gesso and stuff. So I painted my canvas, and I used those sprays to give it that pinkish hue. I didn't want to really color it. I just wanted to give it a soft pink hue. And then I went over the canvas, if you could see there, using my Dilutions excuse me, stencil. It's called Diamond Borders, but it's a really cool distressed looking diamonds. So I went over a lot of the canvas with that, and then I fussy cut this sheet from the 6x6 paper and laid it down. And then I fussy cut some banners, and I fussy cut this little ruler here down at the bottom from the paper collection. I'll give you a better look in a moment after I give you an overview. So after I did that, I took all of the metal pieces that I knew I was going to use, and I painted them with gesso, then painted them with gesso again, and then, you know, painted them with my white acrylic, or warm white acrylic paint, and then sprayed them again. I just kept working them until I got to the point where they are. Some pieces I wanted to leave white, like this clock here, and these two, the heart with the wings behind it, I wanted to leave those white. I didn't want them to have a pinkish hue. But yeah, so I just worked my sprays until I got the desired colors, and I worked my paints until I was happy with, you know, what I came up with. So, excuse me, so as far as the layering, this here is part of the tattered clock, the Tim Holtz die. I just cut a piece and layered it there, as you can see. Like I said, this is the Umbrella Man, and I worked him differently using my brown acrylic paints and my Heidi Swapp sprays and my Goosebumps. I wanted to give him a vintage, old, worn look to him so that he would contrast the rest of the canvas. And then I went over him with these little hearts using this stencil that I just picked up at Michael's. It's a Heidi Swapp stencil, and I used these hearts here. You know, because he's full of love. So that's what I did there. And then this piece here is this die that Elizabeth, she's Beady Bomb Bomb, here on YouTube had given me. Thank you so much, Elizabeth. I love this die. So I was able to cut into some lightweight chipboard like a cereal box, and the image behind is one that I downloaded from online, and I'll show you in a moment. But I put the window on pop dots, and so she's like behind the window. There's a lot of dimension there, and then I laid the window on here on the paper, and then let's see. And then I used this is I believe it's a Tim Holtz keyhole here, and I layered that there. Over here we have one of the clock charms from the Michael's $2, you know, bin, and I layered it on top of this metal piece by Butterbee Scraps. And then over here is one of the new compasses that Tim Holtz has out. They look like this. They're very, very cool. Isn't that cool? So there's 4 to a package for $5, but if you use a coupon, it's not too bad because these are awesome. So I knew I wanted to use that because, you know, he's lost his direction. He wants to get to her. So so I went over that, and I used the Tim Holtz spinner. Over here is one of the Tim Holtz numeral 1s, and I painted that in vintage white, and I went over it with different lighter sprays, and I put the number 1 there because he's all alone at the current time. And then here, this branch here is a Tim Holtz die, and it's cut in chipboard, and I thought it was a cool look, and it frames out this hole that I created in my canvas, and in that hole is some of that glittered ribbon mesh that I like so much, and you could see into the background there. I'll show you in a moment, but it's a charm. It's an articake, and it's the heart with the wings on either side. And then this is a Tim Holtz key, and I wanted to hang the key and this piece from Butterbee Scraps. Butterbee Scraps. I wanted to hang it off the canvas a little because I wanted to be able to use a chain and some charms. So that's what I did. Whoops, this is gonna fall. So like I said, this charm I created a little while back, and I thought it just suited the canvas. It says a love story, and I went over the bottle cap with glossy accents, and that's some Melissa Francis paper in there with a little bit of bling, and the little pink doily is from Hobby Lobby, and I just had hung this little cameo off of it. These 2 little pearls are from Tim Holtz, his Vintage Findings, I think they're called, and then this little crown because, you know, shabby chic. So that's what I did, and I'm gonna give you a better look. Whoops. So for the umbrella man, I knew I wanted him to be sitting away from the canvas, you know. I knew I needed him to be dimensional. I wanted him to hold the memo pin with the sign that says love and in front of the window, so I knew I needed him to be set back from the canvas, so I layered him on a couple pieces of cardboard. And then the window, and the window, I took my image of the girl and I flipped this over and I added some dimensionals, you know, like pop dots or whatever, all around the frame, and then I laid my woman image there, and then I put her on a piece of chipboard so that the window sits a little bit off the canvas as well, so that it's dimensional. This little bird is also from the Michaels, from their $2 spot, and it was already textured like it was a hammered metal, and I just painted her white and used my sprays on her. The compass I layered on top of another piece from Butterbee Scraps. I think this is coming out blurry for you, isn't it? Sorry. The compass is another piece from Butterbee Scraps, or laying on another piece from her shop. I can't tell if it's in focus or not, but anyway. So, and then for the window, if you see in the back here, there's, you know, where I cut my square out of the canvas, which was very nerve-wracking, but I wanted to challenge myself. And I was going to have this Arctic cake dangle from the top, but then the canvas has these little slits from side to side. See that? So I just filled them with hot glue and was able to stick my Arctic cake in there. And it's pretty solid in there. So I didn't have to mess with dangling it. And so I thought that worked out really cute. Let's see. And there's the banner. I'll see if I can't give you a closer look here at some of the detail. I added a lot of gesso, obviously, and I used that texture mixture that I've made up with the acrylic paint and sand for texture. I just thought it came out really cool, and I'm really pleased with it, and I hope my swap partner is too. It was, like I said, I knew this swap was going to be a challenge. Also, it was my first swap ever, you know, at a real swap, you know, like at a Ning site. So I was nervous, but excited too. So I'm pleased with how it came out. Let me know what you think, and I'll talk to you soon. Oh, look, it stands by itself. So thanks so much for watching, ladies. I appreciate it. Bye-bye.